Could the shimmering dance of celestial bodies truly dictate the fate of empires, igniting the deadliest conflicts known to humankind? For millennia, before the advent of scientific understanding, ancient civilizations gazed at the night sky, seeking answers, prophecies, and divine will. This is a journey to uncover a profound, yet often overlooked aspect of human history: the deadly influence of ancient astronomy on the outbreak and trajectory of wars. From the fertile crescent of Mesopotamia, where the first city-states wrestled for dominance, to the vast, sprawling empires of China, whose dynasties spanned millennia, and the enigmatic lands of the Maya, shrouded in jungle and mystery, humanity looked up. The night sky was not merely a canvas of distant lights. It was a living, breathing oracle, a cosmic stage upon which the divine performed. For those who governed and fought, the sky was a battlefield of signs, a celestial command center where the destinies of millions were being forged. Our history books, often focused on kings and commanders, strategies and skirmishes, rarely grant the stars their due place in these narratives. Yet, what if the very impetus for conquest, the timing of an invasion, or even the retreat from battle, was written not in earthly decrees, but in the cryptic language of the cosmos? We delve into the forgotten texts and decipher ancient prophecies, revealing how astronomical events were interpreted as divine commands for conquest or warnings of impending doom. The appearance of a comet, for instance, could be seen as a divine signal for an army to march, a celestial blessing for a campaign of expansion. Conversely, an unexpected eclipse might be interpreted as a grave warning, a sign of divine displeasure, leading to... But what if there was a deeper, more calculated interplay at work? What if the perceived influence of the stars was not just a naive belief, but a complex mechanism intertwined with politics, power, and the very psychology of human conflict? This line of inquiry leads us to explore compelling hypotheses, each offering a distinct lens through which to understand the profound connection between the heavens and the bloodshed on Earth. Our first hypothesis suggests a genuine, profound belief in celestial preordination. In this view, ancient rulers, surrounded by priests and astrologers, truly believed they were acting on divine instruction when they led their armies to war. For these societies, the cosmos was intimately connected with the earthly realm. The gods resided in the heavens, and their will was expressed through the movements and phenomena of celestial bodies. An emperor who believed a comet heralded... To ignore such a sign would be an act of impiety, inviting divine wrath. The very fabric of their worldview dictated that success, failure, prosperity, and famine were all reflections of cosmic order. War, as one of the most transformative human endeavors, would naturally fall under the purview of celestial guidance. This wasn't a cynical manipulation, but a deeply ingrained worldview, where human agency was intertwined with the immutable will of the cosmos. The stars didn't just suggest a course of action, they commanded it, and their commands were absolute. For these ancient rulers, the decision to wage war was not solely their own. It was a profound act of obedience to the cosmic ballet above, a dance of destiny they were compelled to join. The second compelling hypothesis explores a more calculated and shrewd interplay: that astronomical interpretations were cleverly manipulated by shrewd political and religious elites. Here, firstly, it could justify territorial ambitions. A land grab becomes a divinely sanctioned mission. Secondly, it could rally reluctant troops. Who would defy the will of the gods, as interpreted by their spiritual leaders? The morale boost from believing in divine favor would be immense, transforming fearful soldiers into zealous warriors. Thirdly, it could demonize enemies. If the stars declared an adversary cursed or destined for defeat, it stripped them of legitimacy and made their subjugation seem not just acceptable, but necessary, a fulfilling of cosmic justice. The priests, holding the keys to celestial interpretation, would become indispensable to the ruling elite, wielding immense influence. They weren't just interpreters, they were orchestrators of popular belief, weaving narratives that intertwined destiny with political agendas. The Maya, with their incredibly sophisticated understanding of celestial cycles and their complex religious and political structures, provide a fascinating potential ground for this hypothesis. Their leaders were warrior priests, intimately connected with both the earthly and celestial spheres, making the manipulation of cosmic omens a powerful strategic asset. The power of belief, once harnessed, becomes a force as potent as any army. Our third perspective suggests a more complex, almost accidental pattern, that humans, inherently seeking meaning, often retroactively attributed significance to celestial events after conflicts had already erupted. In this view, the stars didn't initiate the wars, but rather provided a framework for understanding and legitimizing them once they were underway or had concluded. Humans possess an innate desire to make sense of the world, to find patterns and causality, even in random occurrences. It transformed messy, often brutal conflicts into events with divine purpose, making them easier to accept, remember, and even celebrate. It imbued historical events with a sense of inevitability and grandeur. This isn't to say that celestial events had no influence, but rather that their causal role might have been exaggerated or invented in hindsight, shaping collective memory and official histories. Consider the aftermath of a devastating defeat. Instead of attributing it to poor strategy or weak leadership, an empire might look to the heavens. The gods abandon us when the morning star dimmed, they might claim, finding solace and an explanation beyond human error. This perspective acknowledges the powerful psychological need for meaning and narrative. It highlights how history is not just a collection of facts, but a continuously constructed story, influenced by belief systems and the human desire for order in a chaotic world. What we know is that across the ancient world, from the fertile plains watered by the Tigris and Euphrates to the sun-drenched pyramids of the Maya, the heavens were watched with an intensity that modern society can scarcely comprehend. The stargazers were not merely astronomers. They were conduits to the divine, their observations holding the power to reshape kingdoms and unleash unprecedented violence. The sheer dedication to celestial observation speaks volumes. Ancient civilizations invested immense resources in building observatories, developing complex calendrical systems, and training cadres of priests and scholars whose sole purpose was to interpret the cosmic dance. The monumental structures of the Maya, aligned with celestial events, and the Babylonian astronomical tablets, meticulously recording planetary movements, are testament to this profound engagement with the sky. These weren't idle pastimes, they were vital. We are not just uncovering ancient superstitions, we are revealing a deeply embedded cultural framework that influenced critical decision-making at the highest levels of power. The role of stargazers was far more significant than most conventional historical narratives suggest. They were not just scholars, they were powerful figures, their wisdom sought by emperors and kings, their pronouncements capable of moving armies. Their ability to predict eclipses, though often shrouded in religious mystery, granted them immense authority. An eclipse, predicted accurately, could solidify their power and the perceived divine connection of their ruler. An unpredicted one, however, could spell disaster, seen as a sign of divine wrath or royal disfavor. This dynamic created a powerful incentive for accurate observation. Were they simply territorial disputes, struggles for resources, or clashes of ideology? Or were they often ignited and guided by an unseen hand, a celestial script that ancient peoples believed they were merely acting out? The secrets that lie under the dust of centuries reveal a world where the boundary between the earthly and the divine was thin, where every comet's tail and every planetary alignment held a profound message for humankind. We may never definitively unravel the precise ratio of genuine belief to calculated manipulation, or the exact extent of retroactive attribution in any given conflict. Yet, what remains undeniable is the profound impact of the cosmos on human history. The stars, silent witnesses to countless battles, were often far more than mere background scenery. They were protagonists, dictating actions, inspiring fervor,